All right, I'm gonna work on this FS90, getting the carburetor clean. Take this breather off of it first. Get the filter out. I've had this thing, wow, for probably better part of 8 or 9 years maybe. This is an 8mm socket. I used it to clean up a bunch of property, and in saying that, I haven't used it in probably 3 years, so I'm guessing this thing has probably got the carb pretty clogged up because I didn't store it like I was supposed to. But we're gonna find out. We will definitely find out here shortly. Hot out here today. I'm working outside, of course, in the garage. I don't know, it's probably close to 90 degrees today out here. All right, let's see what we got here. We got another little screw here on the side. I think that's gonna be it might be a 27. Let's see, too big. There we go. That is a, well, can't see it. Numbers are wore off of it here, but it is one more screw we got to take off here to get it out. All right. Now I got a little parts bucket here. I'm putting all these parts in it as we take them off. It's going to go in a soak tank, and we're going to clean it up here pretty good. All right, let's get some of these lines off here. All right, there's that one. You got to be careful so you don't lose all your parts and pieces. And, you know, my advice is, if you've never done this before, be very careful as far as when you take things apart. Try to memorize what you're doing, or take a lot of photos so you can put it back together. You know, most of this stuff's not real difficult. It's just a matter of, you know, have enough mindset to want to take it on, and or, like I said, just, you know, fairly good memory about where things go. If you can remember that, then these are all jobs that should be pretty easy to do. Most people can do it anyway. And one more line here to pull off. All right. Checking the condition of the line. They feel pretty good. They're not dry rotted. Don't seem to be dry rotted. All right, carb's off. Let me readjust here. Let's see what we can do to check some of this bad boy out. All right. This is the pump down here on the bottom. There's a pulse tube that comes up from the engine up here to the bottom of this carburetor. And what this does is this actually allows the vacuum on the engine to make a diaphragm inside here move up and down. And that's what allows it to pump the fuel. Let's get this plate off here. Basically, I'm checking the condition of this little diaphragm, if I can get it off here without tearing it up, and see if it's pliable. Watch out, now there's a little spring. Yeah, let's see. Let's check this bad boy out. Well, believe it or not, it's not terrible. A little stiff, but nothing too bad. I'm not seeing anything crazy alarming here. Let's see if I can get this little gasket off. These little tabs, you want them to kind of be parallel. From what I'm understanding, this is my first time taking this one apart. So let's see if we can, okay, here we go. We're getting it off here. It's pretty thin, this gasket here. So if you take this one off, ooh, be careful. She's paper thin. That's another little diaphragm gasket. Okay, and there's a rubber gasket underneath that. Okay. I'm just going to try to get all these gaskets off this side here, because when I put this in the soak tank, you're not going to want any of these gaskets in there, because the the material in the soak tank, the active ingredients in there will eat these gaskets up. Now you can always, you know, get on Amazon or somewhere and buy you a aftermarket replacement for these carburetors, but I like piddling with them and see if I can't figure things out without going the easy route, I guess, maybe. Trying to pull these gaskets off without tearing them, boy, I tell you, that's a trick, especially if they've been on here for a while. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that get ways of doing this without making it too bad. It's stuck down good. I'm getting it though so far. Oh, I just tore it. Well, all right, that means that needs a gasket. Okay. I don't even know if I really had to take this off here to clean this, but anyway, you can see where it tore the gasket all to pieces, so that gasket's no good. All right, I'll have to clean that up. Well, let's just keep going here. There is no real varnish or gum inside this that I can see. There's a little screen right in here that a lot of times will clog up and keep the carburetor from working well, but I'm not seeing anything in that. Let's take this top half of this carburetor off here. Let's see what we got. That's where the primer bulb's at. You're going to want to check your primer bulb, this bulb here. A lot of times that bulb will have a small crack in it, and it'll not allow the vacuum and or not allow the engine to store fuel up here in this bulb, which will make it not run. Best thing to do is store these things correctly. You don't have to do this. Usually storing them means with some kind of fuel that has a stabilizer in it, or draining them, running them until they're empty so that they're not holding some of this fuel that we have in it, this ethanol and what have you. It's known to gum up carburetors pretty bad, especially these small engines. Or you come out and you actually can start these things, you know, off and on throughout the winter months and kind of keep them running that way. There's lots of ways to skin the cat, if you will. Yeah, that little gasket there tore up a little bit. Okay. And there's a needle valve and seat down in here. That gasket. I'll definitely have to get a gasket kit for this just to see if I can get it going again. Let's see, I might pull that needle valve out of there. It's going to take a Phillips, a small Phillips. Let me dig around here. Let's see if this one will do it. Watch that spring. There's a spring under there. It'll pop out and send your needle valve and everything flying. I'll just turn it upside down and catch it on my hand here. A little screw don't want to fall out. There's the spring. I kind of put everything on a towel or something here. Has a little backdrop just to kind of hopefully keep me from losing parts. My bench I'm working off of is made out of wood, and it's had grease and oil and dirt and everything all over it. And these little screws and nuts and bolts, they'll blend in. They'll blend in pretty easily with that dark background of that table. So, all right. So that's pretty much a disassembly. You got some screws here. These are where you adjust your carb. We're not going to mess with that stuff. I'll soak this thing, order a gasket kit, and we'll put it back together and check it out here in a little bit and see what happens. I think we'll might get pretty lucky. I'm not seeing anything totally alarming. All right. When I start to put it together, I'll shoot another video. Stay tuned. Part 2 coming.